Hello, this is wmpyr here to talk about um, lethal martial arts systems, okay, or martial arts styles that are dangerous, that are extremely lethal. This is, I think, a very popular topic that a lot of people are interested in. What is the most dangerous style out there? What is the most lethal style? And the reason why I think about this is because I remember Jeff Speakman back in the day, right? Who did the movie The Perfect Weapon, and he used double sticks in it. And that was the first time I saw double sticks, and I was like, I want to learn this. What style? Because it immediately I had a connection. It clicked. I watched the movie and I understood that this guy had tremendous hand speed and that it was linked with the double sticks. I understood that. It was easy to understand. And I was like, I want those skills. And unfortunately, my area, or fortunately, there was no American Kempo Karate school, but my teacher taught me. He was connected in the Arnis lineage, Filipino martial arts. So I learned double sticks that way. And man, I was so excited, so happy to learn double sticks because I was like, that's what they were doing in The Perfect Weapon is double sticks. And I was just so excited. Um, but anyway, let me focus on the American Kempo Karate because that was the style that Jeff Speakman um, specialized in, and also that's kind of the style they were promoting through the movie, right? And I remember in an interview, Jeff Speakman, they asked him why American Kempo Karate, and he said that I think at the time he was like a third degree black belt in Goju Ryu Karate, and then he saw a demo. So they were doing katas and demonstrations of techniques and stuff of American Kempo Karate, and he saw raking the eyes, busting the eardrum, attacking the throat, attacking the groin, things like that. And he was like, "This is one brutal style. It's a violent, aggressive, brutal style." He was like, "I gotta learn that." He was hooked when he saw that. He was like, I need to learn this style. So for him, that's what happened, right? Um, because he just looked like nothing he'd ever seen before, right? And you know what? Let me also tell you one more thing, okay, about Jeff Speakman and American Kempo Karate. Is I knew a guy who he learned from Jeff Speakman, and Jeff Speakman was teaching, like, I think they were like foster home children and stuff, and this dude would attend the class, and he said about Jeff Speakman that the guy was a really great teacher. He was super nice and everything, but one of the things was his. I think it was his thumbnail. One of his thumbnails, or maybe both, but was really long and sharp, and that he could actually cut through leather with it, and he demonstrated that. Which is insane. But so just think about that. Just think about what I just said. So with the nasty techniques that he does, and he has something like that, a natural blade on him. That's crazy. But that shows how violent and how destructive that they are thinking, or at least he is thinking, and his expression of the style. Polar opposite, okay, is if you think about the early UFC, the Gracies came in and Hoist Gracie dominated UFC 1, UFC 2. Didn't win 3, but won 4, okay? So he won 3 events. So anyway, Hoist Gracie shocked the world, with his grappling and everything. You look at the guy, he does not look like a fighter. And that was part of the charm. That was part of the magic, and everyone wanted to learn it. And it just worked out so well. They could have easily sent in Rickson Gracie. Rickson is a beast. He's muscular. He looks like a fighter. He looks mean as hell. he'll take mount and he'll just pound your face in, you know. So, you know, that would have left a different kind of impression, right? But instead, we got Royce Gracie. And Royce Gracie showed the gentle side of the art. And he went in, defeated opponents much bigger, scarier looking than him. And he did it, made it look effortless, made it look like magic. And at the same time, you know, did minimal damage to the opponents. Really, minimal damage to the opponents. And that was the charm. That's it's like, we get it. It's a self-defense system. All right. And I remember, like, in an interview, he said, my dad told me don't hurt them more than you have to, you know? So that kind of thing just made you more fascinated and interested with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So this is a completely different approach from what I just described right now, which was American Kempo Karate, where they take, you know, attack all the weak spots, all the areas that would be illegal in today's UFC, you know. And then what's interesting enough is UFC 4, if I'm not mistaken, Keith Hackney fights Joe San. And in that fight, Keith Hackney just, you know, goes to town. He starts throwing big old punches right into Joe San's balls, and then attacks him right on the windpipe and crushes the windpipe and then gets the tap out. That's brutal, right? But it fits in with the Kempo, right? It wasn't American Kempo Karate. I think it was like White Tiger Kempo Karate. I don't know the differences. I don't know the lineages or anything like that, but it's still Kempo. So it still had, to me, has that same kind of rapid hand strikes and, you know, kind of keep your kicks on the lower side. And then, man, some brutal attacks. And sure enough, that's what he did, you know. So which one appeals to you? And honestly, there's no right or wrong answer. This is a matter of opinion, you know. So to do your worst onto somebody, or to do it with, like, the most efficient, the least amount of effort kind of approach, you know. For either self-defense, you know, either way. And, you know, I think both are obviously very effective. Both can be effective and both can be bad, you know. So, you know, there's pros and cons to both. But, you know, just want you guys to think about that. Now, let's think about it in Eskrima terms, Filipino martial arts. I just uploaded a video where I'm training with double machete. And to me, Filipino martial arts, the roots is military. The roots is battlefield, you know. That's where Filipino martial arts comes from, historically and all that. So when you think of that, it is a bloody style. And when I was training with the double machete on those tires, I had one tire hanging, a small one, a wheelbarrow tire, and then a big one on the bottom, which you guys, I don't know if you guys could see, but I was hitting both. And when I was doing that, man, I was like, man, if I did this to somebody, the results would be devastating. I mean, yeah, attacking their eyes and throat and stuff, that's bad. But what's worse? Attacking them with a machete. And that's what I was practicing, you know. So to me, Filipino martial arts is the most brutal, the most violent, the most devastating, lethal style that I could think of. And you know what? If you gave me handguns, two pistols, I would do the Heaven 6 with them and, you know, fire at the right time. So, you know, I could upgrade from machete to pistol. So, you know, but anyway, just something for you guys to think about. Yeah, I'm not saying it's the best style in the world or what I do is the best in the world. No, that's not what I'm saying, but just different approaches, you know. In some ways it's different marketing, okay? So just something to think about. What kind of thing are you looking for in the martial arts? So that's it for now. Thank you for listening and take care, folks.